cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gem Accessories. Gem Accessories is one of the leading accessory manufacturers within the trading card game space. Known for their deck boxes, Gem also has an amazing lineup of binders, backpacks, and more. Some of our personal favorites include the new KLRZ Icons deck boxes, the Secrets binder, and the Jaguar and Puma backpacks. But don't just take it from us, check out some of these reviews on screen. For all of these amazing products and more, be sure to check out Gem Accessories using the link in the description down below, or on Twitter at XGemAccessories. Again, the description down below, or on Twitter at XGemAccessories. Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I'm here with my co-host, Caleb.
Hello.
Caleb, today's the best day.
Yeah?
Today's the best day. It is. It is the best day.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so, man, I saw you over there messing with your nose, and it made me, start messing with my, mustache hair. I was like, wait, I have to mess with something now. Okay. So, of course, a huge thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. Oh, see, look at you, John. A huge thank you to, of course, Gem Accessories, as well as Millennium Threads. There are discount codes with links to both of those websites down below. And, of course, we also want to thank Steelfox Games, the wonderful host. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's got to turn down just a little bit.
Okay, so I'm playing, nice funky music.
Yeah.
So a huge thank you, of course, to Steelfox Games, who was a wonderful host to the regional that we went to this past weekend.
Heck yeah.
Of course, we want to thank ETB Games, one of our locals, in Alexandria, Louisiana. And, of course, we want to go ahead and shout out our Dragon Shield and TCG Player affiliate links. You just click them before you shop to support the podcast at no extra cost to yourself. There's links to those down in the description below. Now, of course, we always want to go ahead and thank all of our wonderful patrons. So if you want to hear all of the funky, fresh names that we have coming, be sure to check that out at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I do say funky fresh because we're getting some new name changes. I love hearing that. I love seeing all the new names as they change and move. But with that said, let's get into the important stuff about today's podcast. Notably, we have it! We have the new Gate Guardian support. It's finally here. Woo. I'm so happy. You have no idea. I cannot express enough how happy I am. Not to overstate anything, but the deck is probably going to be tier 0.
Of course.
Not to overstate anything. I don't want to overhype anybody or just push anything beyond the realm of what one would call normal. But
to be fair,
the deck is maybe the best deck of all time.
To be fair, there are level 7s that recur themselves when they get banished.
And it's the best deck of all time. Pure Gate Guardian, without a doubt, just low-key diffs tier limit.
Sure.
Yeah. Tier limit is Shizu full power. Low-key diff.
Sure.
I'm just letting you know.
Let's read the cards out and...
Okay. Well, we're actually going to start off with there's a bit of burying the lead here.
Of course.
We're going to start off with actually a different card, which is Transcendric Flight. So we got one new Transcendric card. It came through today. It's a trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target one dinosaur or monster in either graveyard or that is banished. Special summon it. Real easy, real simple, real bad because the card is unfortunately purple.
If it was a spell card, it'd be pretty good.
All right, but it's a normal trap card.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about Maze of Memories. Maze of Memories is, of course, the new TCG exclusive set. Well, it's a TCG exclusive set in that there was no Maze of Memories in the OCG.
Yeah.
But we're also getting a lot of OCG import cards and a lot of reprints. But mainly what we want to talk about here is the Gate Guardian support. Because
which are TCG
Gate Guardian is
yes?
the best. Yes, actually, the Gate Guardian support is TCG exclusive, much like the face card archetype.
Yeah.
Drax Knight, King's Knight, Queen Knight, etc. Your Gate Guardian support cards are going to be TCG exclusive until Animation Chronicles or whatever set it is that the OCG gets. So, let us begin.
Yes.
So, Caleb, can I respectfully, can I read all of these?
Sure.
Okay. Woo! Okay, so let's start with a Labyrinth Heavy Tank. I can't tell you enough. Okay. Let me give you a little bit of background before we do this. We have listeners that don't know this story. A short bit of background. In fact, I don't know that I've ever told this story on the podcast.
I don't think so.
You might not know this story. When I was a little kid, I did not grow up in what one would call a well-off house. I grew up, I'm not going to say in poverty, although I think we technically did by income fall below the poverty line. I grew up underprivileged. I didn't have just everything. Well, we didn't have cable. So it was like the old like antenna.
Yeah.
And it's like, move it just right, get 3 channels.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things we did get, though, was Saturday morning cartoons, WB Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got WB Kids.
WB.
Yeah. We get WB Kids. I can watch a handful of the classics, but one of the things I can always watch on WB Kids is Yu-Gi-Oh! It was my favorite show out of all of them. That's how I got so into the card game. That's where I got my start in Yu-Gi-Oh! WB Kids. Well, with that, one of the things that I have the fondest memories of is I actually had the Labyrinth episodes of the anime. I recorded them when they came out on VHS.
Nice.
And I would just watch them over and over and over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the duel where Yugi and Joey fused to make Black Skull Dragon, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is very funny because Black Skull Dragon has less attack than Gate Guardian.
Yeah.
But, whatever works. So, I love Gate Guardian. It is my favorite card of all time. It is my favorite monster of all time.
Yeah, I used to have a model of Gate Guardian.
I still do, actually. It's...
No. It was like this tall.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if anybody has one of those, please let me know.
Yeah.
I want one.
It was given to me because me and my dad had gone into models, and my dad knew I liked Yu-Gi-Oh, so he's like, "Here you go." I was like, "Awesome!" I put it together, and then later I got a Winged Dragon of Ra model,
Oh, it's sick.
which was a little bit bigger, and they both sat on top of my shelf, untouched for about 3 years, and then I don't remember exactly what happened, but that shelf fell, and they just scattered.
Oh, never to be found again.
No.
Not all the pieces, I mean.
No, I was successfully able to find all the pieces, but they would not fit back together.
For whatever reason.
They were broken.
Oh.
All the like the Winged Dragon Raws, like one of his arms was snapped in half. Like one of Gate Guardian's legs was just gone.
Oh, that's so
just
tragic,
snapped in half,
dude.
like right here.
Oh, that's so tragic.
So I tried glue. Regular glue would not stick. So then I tried hot glue, which just melted it, made everything worse.
Oh, no.
So I eventually just had to throw them away, unfortunately.
That's so tragic.
And I really missed the Winged Dragon Raw one, though. It was so cool.
The Gate Guardian one is cooler, though, because it's Gate Guardian, an actual cool monster.
The only reason why I think the Winged Dragon Raw one was cooler is because it was bigger.
Bigger isn't always better.
It was like around, but it was very clearly you could see the details.
Yeah.
From my 3'5", 4 foot tall frame staring up at the top of my shelf.
Right.
Where I asked my dad to put it, so that wouldn't happen.
Of course.
But that shelf had already been up there for 10 years.
Right. So I have a deep love and appreciation for Gate Guardian. He's my favorite monster of all time, not necessarily my favorite competitive card of all time. That's probably Gear Geek and X. But I love Gate Guardian to pieces. That one took you a second. I hate you sometimes, man. This is where I start my hater arc? What if that's the thing that makes me start being a hater?
Well,
I'm just gonna start drinking Haterade before every episode, and just be a douche. This is it. This is what starts my hater arc.
All right, let's go ahead and start reading the cards, man. Because
Why should I?
Because they're actually good.
You're right. All right, so Labyrinth Heavy Tank. I'm so excited, actually. You made me go down a hater rabbit hole. Anyway, Labyrinth Heavy Tank. This is a level 7 Dark Machine effect monster, 2400 attack and 2400 defense. Oh, it's also a Gizmek. Cool. You can normal summon this card without tributing. Yo! Cannot attack the turn it is normal summon. That's fine. During your main phase, you can place one of your Sangha of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished or in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. Then, if you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. You can only use this effective Labyrinth Heavy Tank once per turn. That's, like, probably fine.
Normal summon, search, and then if you have a Labyrinth Wall card face up, pop a card. I think that's fairly solid. That's a search and a pop.
Yeah. Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth, level 5 Dark Zombie effect monster, 1600 attack, 1300 defense. You can discard this card, add one Labyrinth Wall card from your deck to your hand. There we go.
Yeah, it'll just discard itself.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't it just special summon Labyrinth Wall from the deck? What would realistically be the harm in that?
Level 5 with... I think it's the 3000 defense.
Who cares? I can just tie-out shuffle it.
Yeah, or... Listen, every deck has other ways of dealing with it.
With Labyrinth Wall specifically.
Yeah, I don't see... To be fair, it is search for a Labyrinth Wall card.
I guess that is true, yeah.
If it was special summon a Labyrinth Wall, they wouldn't be able to search for any Labyrinth Wall card.
That's true. At the start of the damage step, if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster. You can only use each effect of Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth once per turn. Now that I look at it, Labyrinth Heavy Tank is also a Labyrinth Wall card to destroy one.
Yeah. Oh,
so
as long as you have a Labyrinth Wall card.
Okay. See, I didn't actually read all of these cards super in depth when I first read them. I just speed read through.
So like if you have like a Labyrinth Wall spell trap or the monster Labyrinth Wall face up,
which spoiler alert, the field spell has Labyrinth Wall in the name.
or even like somehow you got Labyrinth Wall equipped to something, it would still count.
Yeah. Okay. And so, at a start damage step, if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can bench the card from your graveyard to destroy that monster. Oh, okay, cool.
Which is also fairly solid.
Yeah. Okay. Gate Guardian combined. Level 12 Dark Warrior Fusion effect monster. 3,750 attack, 3,400 defense, which are, if I'm not mistaken, the exact stats of the original Gate Guardian.
This is Gate Guardian's actual retrain.
Yes. Materials: Sangha of the Thunder, Kazijin, and Suijin. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by banishing the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or cards you control, quick effect, you can negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardians combined thrice per turn. 3 negates per turn, but it has to target.
It has to be targeting negates.
That's fine.
Which, actually, to be fair, right now, most effects are targeted. Right now.
No, that's just not true.
For Labyrinth, it certainly is.
Yo, what if they design Gate Guardian support to specifically beat Labyrinth? Wouldn't that be funny? Anyway.
To be fair, according to Twitter, the Labyrinth is in the Silver Castle's basement. Is the basement of the Silver Castle.
Okay, so it's actually just Daedalus' Labyrinth in the basement of the Silver Castle. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can only use this effect thrice per turn. If this face-up special summoned card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one level 11 or lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, and ignoring its summoning conditions.
So it splits up.
Yes. Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. Level 9 Light Thunder Fusion effect monster. And this is awesome. It's just Kazijin blowing really hard to keep itself and Sangha up in the air.
Yeah.
Level 9 Light Thunder Fusion effect monster, 2,500 attack, 2,250 or 2,200 defense. Material: Sangha of the Thunder and Kazijin must be special from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. During your main phase, you can add one spell trap from your deck to your hand that mentions Song of the Thunder, Kazijin, and Suijin. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind once per turn. If this face-up special summoned card and its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Song of the Thunder or Kazijin.
You get to search for literally any card in this archetype, just about.
Yeah, pretty much. Gate Guardian of Wind and Water, level 9 Wind Spellcaster Fusion Effect Monster. 2450 attack, 2300 defense, materials, Kazijin, and Suijin. Must first be special summoned from the ED by banishing the above cards you control. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a spell trap card or effect on the field, quick effect, you can negate that effect. Yo! You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian of Wind and Water twice per turn.
So you get 2 spell trap negates.
I'm with it. If this face-up special summoned card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Kazijin or Suijin. Sure, that makes sense. Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. Level 9 Water Aqua Fusion Effect Monster. 2550 attack, 2300 defense. Material, Suijin, and Song of the Thunder must be special summoned from your ED by banishing the above cards you control, of course, just like the others. Once per chain, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn. So this is a callback to the original Kazijin, Suijin, and Sanga's effects. Yeah. If this face-up special summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Suijin or Song of the Thunder.
Of those 3 cards, I think Water and Thunder might actively be the worst. But not by much. But not by much, because that effect is once per chain, not once per turn.
Yes. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, they summon a new monster, attack 0.
I think Wind and Water is probably the best. It negates spell trap cards.
Yeah, twice.
Yes. And then you have Labyrinth Wall Shadow. This is the field spell card, which, by the way, looks sick.
Yeah, it's like Shadow Ghoul in the wall, like in the anime, just zooming across.
Awesome. Field spell card, monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned except monsters whose original level is 5 or higher.
Everything in archetype.
Also, is this card playable in Kashtira?
Not really.
Okay, well, let's read the rest. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place one of your Song of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished or in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less than 1600 attack and destroy it.
So then
almost.
Well, hold on, because then you can combine this with Water and Thunder. Their attack is 0.
I just had an idea. What if, hear me out, what if you summoned multiple Gate Guardian combined turn 0?
Yeah, they give you 3, 6, 9, like maximum 9 targeted negates.
You know, it would be even better though. Hard make Zeus. It's level 12.
You could just hard make Zeus. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, next we have Double Attack, Wind and Thunder. Quick play spell card. If you control a Gate Guardian monster, target one card on the field, destroy it. Oh, that's easy. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one of your Song of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. But you can pop 3 times a turn. Or as many as you can get it back in your hand.
Yeah.
Next we have Ryukian... Ryuroku Guardian, thank you.
Okay, so I actually have a quick little story about Ryuroku. It is one of my more favorite spell cards from back in the day.
Okay.
Because in the anime and in the video games, this card was absolutely broken, and Nightmare, the final boss of the games, would always have this card.
Okay.
So in the anime and in the video games, it would cut your life points in half and then give that to one of your opponent's monsters.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So at the start of the duel, you would lose 4,000 life points, and their monster would gain 4,000 attack points.
Ew.
And I was playing Duels to the Roses where you have like 4,000 life points, and I literally did my turn pass fighting Nightmare, and he went, cool. And it just selected real quick. Selected 4 cards. I was like, wow, it's just throwing away stuff? 1 card. Power up. Power up. Power up. And just cut my life points from 4,000 to 2 to 1 to 500.
Haha, I'm in danger.
You know what he summoned?
What?
Skull Knight. 2,600 or 2,650 or whatever. And just walked his happy little rear end. I was trying to say like skeleton rear end.
Yeah.
And just walked over my stuff. Because at that point it had gained 3,500 attack and was at like 7,000.
Disgusting. Ryoku Guardian, normal spell card.
Needless to say, by the way, that's not what the actual Ryoku card does.
Yeah. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, target one monster you control with Gate Guardian in its original name. Have your opponent's life points. Then that monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points.
They just straight up gave Ryoku Guardian Ryoku's actual effect. Holy crap.
They did the thing. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Sanga Kaizujin or Sujin that is banished or in your deck to your hand.
To be fair, there's like a lot more attached to it. It has to be a Gate Guardian monster, and they have to have more life points than you do.
Yes. That's very funny.
Yeah.
They did the thing. All right, and the last card is Prey of Jirai Gumo. Continuous trap card. Special in this card as a normal monster. Insect Earth level 5, 2100 attack, 100 defense to your main monster zone in its same column. This card is also still a trap. Then you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls in this card's column.
Ooh.
You can only banish this card, or you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 of the pieces that is banished or in your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. It's interesting to me, though, that you get to not only do that, but you can also go ahead and put the you can selectively place the trap, and it's like you're laying a trap.
Oh yeah. No. Then like if you set multiple back row, and your opponent just so happens to like your opponent has to respect imperm columns with their monsters, because if they put it in one of those rows of the set card,
yes,
it could just straight up be the Jirai Gumo and they just lose the monster.
Literally, yes. It's amazing.
That's funny.
It's heaven. It's everything I wanted in Gate Guardian support.
It's actually fairly solid.
For sure.
Like the actual combos and like where this deck wants to go outside of putting out the Gate Guardians, I don't know. Like what else the deck would want to do.
It pops and it kills.
Or like how else? To be fair, Gate Guardian by himself being so beefy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he just walks over Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
I think the concept is to pop multiple cards per turn
and then attack direct,
and then have enough big boys on board to just kill.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because all of them are big. Like even if you end up just summoning a Sanga of Thunder, that's still
right.
2,600.
So let's go ahead and mention and kind of break down. By the way, this deck is tier 0. This is the next super meta threat, best deck of all time. Obviously I'm saying that, I'm joking, but I would say that the deck is going to be not good, but there is a strategy here that is playable, and I believe that if you can deck build around it in a way that is reasonable to actually be able to have a cohesive strategy.
Yeah, at like a local level for fun.
Oh yeah, I can win locals with this for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Maze of Memories full set list. So starting with EN001, we have Labyrinth Heavy Tank, and then just kind of in order all the way to Prey of Jirai Gumo. All that's, Maze 1 through 10. And then let's go ahead and start with EN011.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go ahead and read these off. Let's start with Blackluster Soldier, Legendary Swordsman.
which I believe is a new card.
It is an OCG import.
Oh, yes. I just noticed these on the side. Hello.
Yeah, so these are all OCG imports until I say otherwise. Red Eyes Soul, Dual Academy, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, which sounds like a
I will say.
sounds like a thing that somebody would say during the sex.
I will say though, the artwork for Wake Up Your Elemental Hero is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's got like, it's got like a pair of the hero kids, and then it's got like Blade Master, which is
Sure.
Avian.
Yeah.
It's just got a bunch of the fusions just on the card, all like in an action charge.
You know what it doesn't have?
What?
We don't talk about Air Neos. No.
It doesn't have
no.
any of the Neos fusions on it.
It definitely doesn't have Air Neos. Evolution and Burst. On your mark, get set, duel. Time to stand up. This creepy little punk, which I think is just a hilarious name for a card.
Yeah.
Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which is a well-known, like, excited about OCG import. People are really excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
Overlay Network, number 39 Utopia Rising, Barian Untopia, Saga of the Dragon Emperor, Performapal Duelist Extraordinaire. Holy crap. Kyogre Raigetsu?
Yeah, Kyogre Regetsu.
Kyogre Raigetsu? Holy
Or
moly.
Kyogre Regetsu.
Yeah. Battle Royal mode joining. Supreme Soul of the Supreme King. Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid Neo Tempest Terahertz.
Jesus.
What a name. Angel of Blue Tears, Forge a New Future. And that is all your OCG imports.
Mhm.
Everything else from here until the end of the set
A reprint.
are reprints. Labyrinth Wall, of course. Song of the Thunder, Kaizujin Suijin, all makes sense. Gate Guardian, of course. Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. Yo!
As a super.
Dude, I'm so excited for this. This is so sick. So this card desperately needed a reprint for Edison format.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a very cool strategy in Edison, but it's like prohibitively expensive versus the rest of Edison.
Because this card's like $10 a pop for the common.
Right, exactly. And then for like damaged, unlimbed ultras from the original set is like $15.
Mm-hmm.
So you either have the original set ultras, original set ultis, or you have the commons, which was from a tournament pack. So this card has been ridiculously difficult to get a hold of. This is Fish OTK is one of the 2 or 3 decks that I just cannot build in Edison
Too expensive.
because I can't justify $10 on one common coelacanth. I can't justify it.
Well, they don't have to because now they are supers.
Yeah, so now Deep Sea King Coelacanth Fish OTK will go back in the cube, or will go into the cube, into the the Edison pool.
Heck yeah.
Blackwing Kaluta Moonshadow. This was really good. This one somehow missed on the on the Battles of Legend earlier or late last year. This one somehow missed.
Yeah, and the Darkwing Blast.
Well, it wouldn't have been in Darkwing Blast because that's a core set. But
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
yeah, it missed what. And then when all the other Blackwing stuff, this and Shura were the 2 that needed to make it. I don't know why Shura isn't in this set. But we got Kaluta Moonshadow, Elf and the Raven, which is not even Edison legal, and Zephyros the Elite, which is also not Edison legal. So
Still a good. Hey, it's still a cool card.
yeah, sure,
It's-
still a cool card worth
solid.
reprinting.
It's a very solid card.
Yeah. Psy Beast, which got a collector's rare, which what a
don't know why.
waste. Wind Up Kitten, which is both an ultra and collector's rare.
Why not Rabbit?
Well, Wind Up Kitten is a level 2.
Then why not Rat?
Because Wind Up Kitten is level 2.
I thought Rat. No, Rat's level 3.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
playable
yeah.
ones are level 3. But Wind Up Kitten was seeing
3
play.
or 4.
Yeah, Wind Up Kitten was very specifically seeing play in Sprite.
Okay.
It was a meta tech.
I got it.
But it has an ultimate rare already.
Yeah, it doesn't. It has an ulti. It doesn't need a CR.
That's what I don't get. And it came original set Ultra Ulti. Why is it here Ultra Collectors? Why not make Wind Up Kitten a rare?
Yeah.
That would have been fine. Why waste a CR spot here? It's so stupid. Nimble Angler, that would have made more sense as a CR. It still would have been stupid, but it would have made more sense. And look, it's a rare. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mech Knight Blue Sky, Mech Knight Yellow Star, Mech Knight Red Moon, all are rares. Photon Orbital as a rare and collector's rare. People have been giving this one some flack. I actually like Photon Orbital as a CR here. I think that it's a cool rarity bump for the Galaxy enjoyers, which do exist. So I'm with it.
Photon Galaxy.
Yeah. Rika Petal, Mudon the Rika Fairy, Guardian Chimera as an ultra rare.
Ooh.
Spicy. Ancient Fairy Dragon as a rare. This will be the errated Ancient Fairy Dragon, which will allow us to actually have the Ancient Fairy Dragon legal in the TCG.
Yep.
Baron de Fleur, which will officially make Sword Soul a budget deck. Well, budget-ish. It's still going to be like $40, but that's way better than the 120 that it was.
Yeah, exactly.
And the rest of the Sword Soul deck is like $10 combined, so... Alcee, the Sylvan High Protector. This is a very good reprint. This card was getting pricey. Teardrop, the Rika Queen. Another solid reprint. Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avramax. This is a great reprint here. Cost down, Overload Fusion, Burial from a Different Dimension. I love seeing cards like Overload and Burial getting reprints just because they weren't pricey, but accessibility is so key to get more people to playing these old formats.
Oh, absolutely.
Court of Justice, Spellbook of Fate. I don't know why Spellbook of Fate got a super CR here. It should have been Spellbook of Judgment.
Yeah.
Because Judgment still only has the one printing. Well, no, it's got two. One in Legacy of the... or Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy and the Megatons for the following year.
Yeah.
Terrible. Super Soldier Ritual, Chaos Form, Rika Glamour. I'm about to Rika Glamour tribute for Costy's plant nuts on your mouth.
Jesus.
Yeah. Solemn Judgment.
As a super.
And CR.
That's a very solid CR. I like that.
That's easily the best CR of the entire set that I've seen so far.
Oh, yeah.
Royal Decree as a rare. Imperial Ironwall is a rare. I think at least one of those is going to be a CR.
Well, Imperial Iron Wall has already gotten a rare printing like recently.
Has it?
It was in Tactical Masters.
No.
Yeah, in the set with
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It's where
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't have the gumption right now to go ahead and prove it wrong.
The only reason why I know this right off the top of my head is because when I was building my Labyrinth deck for this past weekend,
I would like a CR Overload Fusion.
That would be nice. When I was building Labyrinth for the regional, I actually had I was sitting there looking at all my Imperial Iron Walls, still want to run it, and I was like, I can either use my old beat up commons from back in the day,
or the nice rares.
Are these nice rares? Wait, where did I get these rares from? Oh, the same set as Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's too late. Oh my goodness, it's really late.
Yeah, last two cards in the set.
Treacherous Trap Hole and Deep Dark Trap Hole.
Which were not in the Trap Trick Structure decks, I believe. So well worth the reprint.
Actually, I have two boxes right there of the Trap Trick Structure. And I also have a box over here for the Trap Trick Structure. So if you just... Yeah, sit down and talk into the microphone, though. Yeah, can't let those grippers get out.
I mean, I'm wearing socks, but mostly I'm cold. Okay.
How are you cold? It's so hot in this house.
Okay, so he does have a display. We did not buy a display. We were just kind of
got most of a display.
Yeah.
Because there's two of us and we wanted 3-piece.
Okay, Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare, Trap Hole, 2 Bottomless Trap Holes, Void Trap Hole, Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare, Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare. Because you need 2. Floodgate Trap Hole, Gravediggers, Trap Trick, Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine, Artifact Sanctum, Naturia Sacred Tree, Evenly Matched, and Trap Tricks Halutia. So no.
Interesting. So
yeah,
they realized that they did not have enough deck space to put in Treacherous and Deep Dark, and here they are.
Yep.
I respect that.
Very good cards.
Yes, for sure. So that is all of the Maze of Memories stuff. I think that there's some good stuff in here. Overall, I think that set sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... I was about to say, I think it's, like, all right.
I think it's worth noting, though, that Konami has gotten so aggressive with their reprint policies
that it's hard for them... I think the only card at this point that really needs, like, one more solid reprint is, like, Pot of Prosperity.
Literally Prosperity, Talents, Droplet,
Triple Tactics Thrust, which just came out, so it's not gonna be a reprint.
Can't even justify that. I would say Prosperity, Droplets, Talent I think Emporium needs another printing. I really do.
Yeah, one more printing.
Yeah, I think all of these are pretty fair cards to say that they
Yeah.
should probably go ahead and, be played
Yeah, give them like a
or
nice
be printed.
give them like a nice common reprint.
I think you could justify all of those into any structure deck.
Oh, put them all in the same structure deck.
That would be the most broken structure deck of all time.
Yeah. Hold on. So they did announce a new structure deck in the OCG,
Sure.
and it is a Jack.
and Lightning Storm could also use another reprint.
Yeah, it's a Jack Atlas structure deck. It's going to be bad. It's going to be cool. It's going to be bad.
It probably will be bad, yes.
Throw those in there.
Then it would be one of the best structures of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And still put Ash in there.
And of course, you're going to include Red Dragon Vase, which is pretty good.
Is it?
If you control Red Dragon Archfiend, draw 2 cards.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, that feels pretty good, yeah.
And that's what the whole structure would be about, is special summoning Red Dragon Archfiend.
All right, so the entire back half of this podcast is sponsored by Steelfox Games. We're going to be talking about Steelfox a ton because we spent all day Sunday at Steelfox.
At a regional.
Right? So, with that said, be aware that this segment is a sponsored segment, but all of the opinions and thoughts in this segment are our own and nobody else's. And we are paid to talk about Steelfox, but we can say whatever we want. And I say I had a great time at the regional.
Oh, so did I.
So I took a little bit different approach to this particular regional. I did something I've never done before, and I judged the regional.
Mm-hmm.
Some things were easy. For example, I had many people ask me, this card is face down, but I knew what it was before it got flipped face down with Book of Eclipse. Does that mean that I can special summon next to it because I knew what it was before? No, you can't. It doesn't have a name anymore. You have $1,000 worth of cardboard in your hands. How do you not know this? Wow. Imagine paying the money to build full power Kashtira
And then not knowing,
whether or not a card holds its name if it's flipped face down.
which is like the number one way that people are currently countering the deck.
Imagine taking $1,000 worth of deck that you built to a regional and not knowing whether or not a card flip face down remembers its name.
No. Not knowing precisely how your opponents are going to be countering your deck.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with not knowing every ruling, not knowing how everything works. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nobody knows how everything works. I got rulings wrong at the regional.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, I was unaware. I messed this up. Person that I got this wrong, if you're listening, I'm very sorry. There was no appeal though, and once I give my ruling, that's it. If you don't appeal, I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give my ruling, walk away, go to a head judge, talk to him about it, come back, rewind the game state 3 turns and change my ruling.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But the ruling was, and I know I'm going to get flamed for getting this wrong, and probably heavily impacting that game state, and I'm very sorry. I promise I don't mean to do this. As far as I'm aware, I got 2 rulings wrong. One was because the game state wasn't really represented to me properly by the players, and when the head judge came over, because I did appeal, the game state got represented differently than what it was to me, and as a result, the ruling changed.
Yeah,
There's nothing I can do about that.
that's on them, not you.
Yeah, then other than that, I don't think I got any ruling wrong all day except this one, which I'm about to say, which is a player had a Bestial Magnemite that they summoned, activated the effect, and then after the effect resolved to search in the end phase, then the player across summoned Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous, activated Blazing Cartesia's effect to summon from the fusion deck, summoned a Dragostopelia, and then use the effect of Dragostopelia to negate the effect of Magnemite. So, does the Magnemite search in the end phase still?
Yes. Because that effect is activated and resolved.
That is correct. I thought that Magnemite resolved in the end phase.
You thought it activated and then just kind of sat there just waiting. Just waiting.
Yes, as stupid as that sounds.
In
that's
phase?
pretty
Yeah,
much what I
all
thought.
right, resolve.
I mean, because I remember that DPE resolved during the following standby, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was always how DPE was explained to me. It's like, oh yeah, the effect resolves in the standby.
I don't think that's correct for DP, though.
That's how it was explained to me at the time. And when Magnemite came out, they were like, oh yeah, it works kind of like DPE, and that it like resolves then. And maybe it was just layman's term usage.
Maybe, because from what I remember of DPE was that it activated and resolved right then and there, and then your opponent, unless they remove even if they remove the DPE,
You had to summon a hero.
you had to summon Celestial or Dasher.
Yeah. That said, I got the ruling wrong. I said that the effect is negated and it wouldn't resolve.
To be
I
fair,
know who the player is, and I'm extremely sorry. I genuinely feel very bad. You never want to get a ruling wrong. But I hate to be like this, but this is why, like, if you're not sure, appeal. If I come to you and I give a ruling and I say, do you want to appeal? It's not because you're being like, like, oh, well, are you sure that this is how this works? Like, it's not because you're getting frustrated and I'm trying to appease you. It's because, honestly, I'm not really 100% sure, and I would really love to get a second opinion.
not only that, you have the right to appeal any judge ruling to the head judge.
And that's why the head judge is there. And I'm just going to tell you, head judges overturn rulings all the time.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, sometimes if that is the correct ruling, they'll go, no, that is correct.
Right.
Resolve the game.
In which case, no harm, no foul, get a time extension, move on.
Now, you're not going to get a game loss for appealing.
So, with that said, I got that ruling wrong. I think I got everything else right all day, though. I genuinely do think that I didn't get another ruling wrong all day. I had one judge call all of round one. It was that one. So the first ruling of the day, I messed up. And I second-guessed myself all day. And then this round two, I paid for my easy round one with 8 judge calls. It was insane. I was just running around like a madman, answering every call that I could. So, what are you going to do? But I got 3 just in round 2. 3 calls about face-down cards, remembering or not remembering they're what they are.
Oh my
3
God.
of them. I had 3 different tables call me just in round 2. And that was not the only round that I got those calls. I also had face-down cards remembering things in round 3 and 4. And after round 4 is when I went over and started running all the side events, because I also ran all of the side events. So we did 2 Winamats and we did a Time Wizard tournament.
Yeah.
So shout out my boy Robert. First ever regional that he ever went to and attended. He didn't play in the main event, but he played in the Time Wizard side event and got to the finals. Shout out my boy Robert.
Yeah.
And I guess Khalil too for winning. But like,
He used your deck, which is...
yeah, I know he used my cards.
Which
but
I think is hilarious, actually.
yeah, it's very funny that he used my cards to win an Edison tournament and then didn't give me the playmat. It's hilarious. Very funny. Thanks, Khalil. I wanted that playmat really badly.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so without my playmat, I went ahead and I ran the Winamat 1 Time Wizard and then Winamat 2. Congratulations to all the winners of those events. I know the winner of the Winamat 2. I know for a fact is a listener of the podcast, so shout out to you. You know who you are. But yeah, I had a good time. I got to answer some Edison judge calls, which was very fun. Hey, dude, this red MD card, he just summoned 2 of them. It says once per turn.
At the time, it did not.
At the time, he just runs those because they're shinier.
Yep.
At the time, it was not once per turn. He goes, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." No, you could summon that multiple. The summon, his effect on the field, that was a once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
But his effect to summon was not.
Mm-hmm. So if you had 3 of them in hand, and you had 3 dragons on board, you could just go boop, boop, boop.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you could. It's very good. It's a very good Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's the reason that the Dragon deck has legs. That and Kawaki Maridrago is a heck of a card.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, enough about me rambling about my judging. Tell us, unless you don't want to, about your tournament experience.
No. It's cool. So round 1, it was up against Flu.
Sure.
No problem. 2-0. It was pre-standard Flu. Game 2 was up against...
You say that very, very confidently, like you've always just had a no problem 2-0.
Oh, no. Let me put it like this. This is the first time I've ever gotten a game off Flu, and I 2-0'd them.
Is that really the first time you've ever gotten a game off Flu?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Because they'd always barrier statue pass, and I would just go, cool, normal summon, bounce, and then they just bounce, and they spin the normal summon back to the top of the deck, and I'm just like, okay, cool, pass.
I didn't realize you had such a time against Flu.
Yeah. And I just 2-0'd them. I was like, this is great.
That's funny. Go ahead. Okay.
Game 2.
Okay.
Spriggans.
Like Spriggans? Like pure Spriggans?
Spriggans.
Okay.
So, let me put it like this. Spriggan's kit is just straight up branded Bear Brum. And they'd grab Brandon in high spirits.
Okay.
It was funky, let me tell you. It was cool. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun with that game.
Actually, now that I think about it, hold on a second. Let me think about it. I remember checking that deck, like in registration, like going over the deck list. By the way, people, please, I am begging you, just type up and print out your deck list for the love of God. For so many reasons, it does the math for you. It counts the cards for you. There's no, oh, I counted my deck wrong and I've got 40 cards, but you only registered a 39 card deck. It stops you from doing that. I cannot express to you enough how much you need to, like,
also,
like, make sure your deck is correct. We had like 3 39 card decks registered.
Jesus. Also,
write in all your totals too.
Yeah. Also, handwritten legibility.
Yes. For the love of God, yes.
Especially when you have those really long card names.
Yes. For the love of God, yes.
But yeah, no, it was interesting. But yeah, Spriggan's Kit is just straight up a branded Bear Bum where you search for any branded spell, and then put a card to bottom of your deck. It was wild, dude.
So, you're round 3.
Yeah. Was Flu again.
Again?
Yeah.
How did you not go undefeated and win this entire tournament?
Okay, so Spriggan's was a draw.
Okay.
Because I spent most of game 1 just reading what everything did.
Oh, you're better than me. I would have been like, what does that card do? What does that card do? Quick.
I did, but I still wanted to read them, so I understood what was going on. And then was Flu again. I'm like, okay, cool, it's Flu again. You know, this, I already know what to do.
Sure.
He activated the continuous spell.
Sure.
And then started tributing my back row.
What?
Because it just, yeah, I can't remember the name of the continuous spell. And he just went, yeah, I'm going to tribute Eaglin, the wind, in your back row to summon Ryza. And I was like, excuse me, what?
That sounds ridiculous.
And I read it. And I was like, tribute a card. I think that's it right there.
Unexplored wins. Yeah, one monster you control, one card your opponent controls. Wow.
Yeah, and was just tributing my back row.
I did not realize that card was so broken.
Yeah, and was just tributing off my back row.
And then he can Ryza and send 2 cards to the top of your deck, and you are just boned.
He tributed my skill drain.
Why didn't you? Well, I guess you can't activate skill drain there. I guess it's not really doing much.
Yeah, he just...
And you can't really activate it because it's not an activated effect. You can't chain. It just happens.
But this thing, like, even if I could go, even if it was like activate effect to tribute targeting this and this,
It doesn't do anything.
I could flip it, but then I just pay 1,000 for no reason.
That's so upsetting.
To be fair, he went first, and I set the skill drain thinking I got him. Because I set a bunch of back row.
No.
The odds of him hitting specifically my skill drain were fairly slim.
Okay.
And no, he just tributed it, and just... It was no fun.
It never is.
And so he won game 1, I got game 2, but then he eked out game 3. Again, by tributing my back row. Wild.
So, round 4.
That was round 4 was...
So, you beat Flu.
Mm-hmm.
You tie with Spriggans.
Yeah. And now then I have 1 loss.
And you lose to Flu. So you're 1-1-1.
Yeah. Hilariously, I'm 1. Next, it was Runic.
Runic.
Pure Runic.
Stun.
Runic stun.
Okay.
Game 1 goes into time.
Sure.
Because I'm reading the cards.
Of course.
So I get game 1. Or no. He was able to successfully deck me out.
Oof.
But that was partially because I was reading his cards and fully wasn't understanding how my cards interacted with Runic because I wasn't waiting to see Runic.
Well.
Game 2, I got him.
Okay. You just resourced him out.
Yeah, draw.
Oh.
We picked up our cards to go into game 3 with 1 minute left on the clock.
Oof.
I did make an attempt, but he was going first, and I did not draw any. I didn't draw Ash and draw anything.
Yeah.
And he just went doop, 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 and just banished a bunch of cards. I'm like, as long as I can get a monster.
And just attack.
He banished all my monsters.
No shot.
He banished 12 cards off top of my deck.
6 of them were all 6 of your monsters.
Yup.
Bro, that's brutal.
I saw that 6th monster go, and I just went... And I just kind of looked at the clock and went, we got like 20 seconds left. Can you deal any damage to me? And he kind of stopped, looked up at the clock, and went, no.
Oh, no.
And I don't have time to deck you out. It's a draw.
Okay. Round 5.
Runic stun again.
Okay.
He couldn't play.
Fair enough. So
much better
you're
player, I could tell, skill-wise.
2-1-2?
Mm-hmm. Then is a or no, I'm a 1 loss, 2 draws at this point.
Yeah, but 2 wins.
Yeah.
2-1-2.
Yeah. So I don't know why my brain went 2-2-2. I don't know why. Anyway, next round was a labyrinth mirror at round 6.
Okay.
Game 1, we both just kind of set a bunch, pass, and he set a bunch. Well, no, he went normal summon Ariana, and
Sure.
He literally said normal summon Ariana. By the way, it's a mirror, and I was like, no surprise there.
Of course.
He said a bunch, pass, and it was just back and forth. I get the game.
Sure.
He was on a more combo build. I was on a strictly control build.
Yeah.
Game 2, he eradicators me, and I lose.
Okay.
Game 3, he eradicators me again. I win.
Bro, how do you win after getting eradicated?
So
while playing Labyrinth.
So we're sitting there trying to kind of edge in, get that
To get the eradicator off.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he gets his eradicator off before I do. But we're both almost out of resources.
Oh no.
I have in my hand an Ariana.
Okay.
And I'm like, hold on. And I read my Eradicator on my graveyard because that was one of the set cards that got destroyed by Eradicator.
Brutal.
I'm reading it and I go, normal summon Ariana, search Big Welcome Labyrinth.
Because it searches, not draws.
And I set it, passed. He goes, all right, draw for turn. I go, during your standby, he has 1 card in hand, and that's it. I go... Or no, he has like 1 card in hand, 1 card in field. I go, activate Big Welcome, summon Lovely, bounce Ariana, effective Lovely, rip the card out of your hand.
Oh.
My turn. Normal summon, search for big welcome, swing, set big welcome, pass.
Do the same thing next turn.
And I'm just ripping apart his field and his hand.
I mean, it worked though, and you just resourced yourself back into the game and won.
Not even. I just ended up with like Lovely and Lady just beating him in the face.
That's all you really need, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It was very.
Art.
It was very, very difficult. Very fun game.
So I've got you at 3-1-2 at this point.
At this point is when it's the final round. I'm at table 17.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool. Can't get top 16, whatever. I want to play this out. Just I'm already here. Might as well.
Sure.
I go first. I said some back row pass. He goes special Terror Top.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, cool. This is like a 3-axis thing. Summon Takatomborg. Effective Takatomborg. Tribute yourself, summon another Speedroid monster. Excuse me? And he summons another Speedroid monster, and then summons activates Harpy's pet dragon Fire Blast from his hand to special summon itself.
What?
Link 2. It's just Link 2 into high speedroid like Cork Blaster. It's just speedroids.
Oh my gosh. So you won and then you topped, right?
Here's the thing. Even if I won, I cannot top at this
Okay. Yeah, because there's 16 invites. You're on table 17.
point. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if, like, technically, mathematically, you can make it at that point.
So I again am trying to fully understand how my cards are going to interact, because I unfortunately did not open D barrier.
Tragic.
So I actually have to play this out.
Okay.
Game 1 goes a long while.
My dude said, I didn't open D barrier. I have to play out the game.
Yeah, I actually have to figure out how my cards will interact with his. You know, I can't make sure I'm not targeting something I can't target.
Sure.
That kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. And he, unfortunately, is able to get the game won.
Yes. Again, this is all happening at Steelfox Games in
Yes.
Shreveport, Louisiana,
Yes.
who we have a link to in the description down below. Continue.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had to just a little plug there.
Game 2, I opened D barrier and Welcome Labyrinth.
So, game 3.
I open Lady, Welcome Labyrinth.
So, you won.
We went into time.
And you lost.
We drew. Or no, I did lose. Game 2, we went into time in the middle of game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, like, run over my Ariana with a monster that was slightly bigger than it.
Okay.
So I was still in the 7,000 range, but he was still at 8K.
Ah. So, your day ended up 3-2-2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have anything, like, quick notes that you would take from the event?
I mean, now I have a better idea on how my matchup against Runic works.
Yeah.
That was, like... It was mostly the decks. I only encountered decks I did not expect to encounter.
Which is always a wonderful thing to have at a regional.
Yeah, like, I was not expecting Spriggans or Speedroids of all things, first off. How do you predict those two decks out of nowhere?
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
there's just no preparing for those.
And then I also wasn't expecting having my back row tributed.
Right.
So I now know that's a thing that can happen.
Right.
And I know to keep Runic off of their field spell. If you keep them off their field spell, they can't play. Yeah, they'll get some plays off.
You should side Heavy Storm Duster for Fluandries.
Why do you say that?
Target 2 spell traps on the field and destroy them.
Mm-hmm. What else does it do?
Oh, no battle phase of the turn you activate it, but if you activate it in your opponent's end phase,
it doesn't matter. Okay, maybe.
And it's a normal trap.
Yeah, no, it's something to consider.
Normal trap back row removal, but also, unironically, you could actually play Dust Tornado because it lets you set a card from your hand
bro,
on your opponent's turn.
You got to remember that all normal traps in Labyrinth are searchable.
I know.
Yeah. No, like, Dust Tornado is actually a good card in Labyrinth. It's hilarious.
That actually might be worth maining because of the prevalence of just certain cards. And then also, Dust Tornado can literally just serve as a, like, pseudo blank card.
okay, so basically, so here's how Dust Tornado in that kind of situation will work. I could activate it, Chain Lady, set a card not named Dust Tornado. The Dust Tornado set another card for my hand.
Yes.
So I just +1.
Yeah, it's actually pretty broken.
Yeah. And then it all, as well as destroying a spell trap on my opponent's field in addition to that. It's not really +1ing any more than activating Lady already is.
If your opponent activates Cosmic, like just like tries to blind Cosmic into your back row.
Yeah, I can just chain Dust Tornado and get a new card set.
But that might be the tech, bro.
But like, okay, so like if I've already activated a Welcome Labyrinth, I can use it to set a new one that was in that. Like if I open 2, I can set one, Dust Tornado, set the other one, and then during my turn activate it.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying I'm a genius or nothing.
Oh no. Like I've already considered this.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting so much back. I just wasn't. I was expecting a little bit more back row, like because like I could use it to hit Birth.
Right.
Against Cash. There's a bunch of places where it's useful. I just decided not to do it because I was expecting Branded.
Right.
And
Cash.
Sword Soul along with Cash. And 2 out of the 3 of those decks.
To be fair, there was a boatload of Sword Soul in that room. You just didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. So like I was saying, that's the reason why number one reason why I didn't decided against it was entirely due to the fact I was expecting more Branded and Sword Soul.
Right.
Which it doesn't really affect that much.
Right.
So.
Well, with that said, again, thank you Steelfox Games for hosting a wonderful event over the weekend. Steelfox Games has a TCG player link in the description down below, so you can click it to shop from their store. Also, we want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors, Gem Accessories, Millennium Threads, ETB Games, TCG Player, and Dragon Shield. And of course, we want to thank all of our wonderful patrons. So a huge thank you to April Floodgate, the Max Cheese of Top 4, Cam Yang, Dragon Maid Stunzeed, Kane Martin, Zyphorus, Blackwing, Silverwind, the Ascendant is the best Floodgate, Boy Who Lived, Come to Die, I Activate D-Barrier, Earth Machine Best Deck, Epi, Has Anyone Actually Read Toy Vendor, HGH Cyber, I Am McLincoln. If all you have is a Cosmic, every problem looks like a Floodgate. Monstertron, Mountain Man, Oatmeal Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Unbanned Number 95, Konami. Understanding and reading are 2 different things. Virtually Savior's World, where Flame Swordsman support Konami. Rogue, Interior Swordly Polite, Terms for Bad Deck, Aaron Gardner, Asami, Ashless Chaps, Atsuyo, Simple the Silver Castle, Box Wine, Cyber Dark Duelist, Duty Booty, Dragon Maidenless Behavior, Heroes, Bubble Cereal, I'm about to Rika, Glamour Tribute for Cost, D's Plant Nuts in Your Mouth, Cam, the Hockey Walkie Slush Mixer, Old Man Red, Pin Code 143, Santa Claus, and Valence Hojo Mama. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the podcast. Now, if you're still listening and still enjoying, please be sure, if you're on YouTube, to go ahead and maybe subscribe if you've enjoyed this episode. And if you think you're already subscribed, go ahead and look down below and just see if the box is red versus gray. If it's red, that means you're not subscribed. Sometimes YouTube will just unsubscribe you randomly
for whatever reason.
Right. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. And if you like the video, please leave us a comment down below telling us what you liked or didn't like about it and what you think of the new Gate Guardian support cards. And if you want to talk with us more directly, be sure to check out our Discord server. There's a link to that in the description down below too. So with that said, thank you all so much for listening to today's episode and have a wonderful weekend.
Take care, everybody.